Here, I'm still on holiday, but not for much longer. It's almost over. It's almost come to an end.
Everyone starts crying.
It's so sad. I am ready to cry myself. It's just not fair. It just couldn't it just keep going on. But I'm painting today, and I'm talking about stuff. And for those of you who have
Stuff even?
Stuff,
Wow.
yeah. Is it a role-playing game stuff, or is it something else?
Who knows? We'll soon find out.
I'm going to put up a poll. Feel free to take part in the poll. Go grab your miniatures, your paints and your brushes, because you're going to need them, because we're going to do some painting. You might as well paint along with us, you know, unless, of course, you're working. If you have to work, then you've got to work. I understand. Totally get it. Grab some food, some drink, if you have some close by, and we'll get started. For those of you who are ready to chuckle very loudly because they see what's on the screen, I understand. Anyway, let's start. Hi, welcome to How to RPG. This is where we talk about dogs and biscuits. No, not really. We could. We talk about role-playing games here sometimes, but not today. Sometimes we talk about rocket-propelled launches, but no, we were painting rat swarms.
For a whole 60 minutes.
For a whole 60 minutes. We're probably going to show you some stuff that's been done.
Possibly for 60 minutes.
Possibly for 60 minutes. I don't think it's likely, but
Neither.
Yeah, we'll see how we go.
I'll be very impressed, to be honest, to do that, but I'm waiting to see what happens.
I'm not alone, so you don't have just me.
Kia ora, everyone. I'm back.
David has returned. Ta-da!
Dun, 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 dun.
So David is painting the things that I failed to paint successfully yesterday, basically.
Yeah.
And for those of you who wanted to have a quick look at sort of what he had done yesterday, we were doing the gibbering mouther. So David's can actually see when he wears glasses, whereas I can't. And so you can see the mouths and the eyes are everywhere, and he's washed it, and he hasn't washed it in hot soapy water. It's a paint wash. For those of you, yeah, you guys knew this. So yeah, you can see the details. So he's working on the other two right now. And for those of you who are very eager, I will show you the Dracolich later. Right now, we're going to get started on these rats, otherwise we won't get them done. Hello, how are you, Fred Hubber? Fred Hubber is a patron.
Huber.
Huber.
Yep. Remember?
Fred Huber.
Huber.
Okay, Fred Huber. I'm going to forget that. You know that.
Well, I'll just kick you in the
Every time I see HUB, I think of a Hubba Bubba, the chewing gum.
It's not HBBBARD.
No.
You can also think of Hubbard's.
Yeah.
Cereal, but still, it's not.
It's not that either. I know. How's it going, Fred? So I am going to paint these black first because I can. I washed these with hot soapy water first. There was really no flashing to take off, because if you did try to take it off, you'd take off a rat. And it's so small. and then
this is even more ridiculous, really, than the mouther, because they're even smaller.
Yeah, I know. This is very, very small. Yeah. And then David sprayed them with his airbrush.
Prime them.
Prime them up with some primer.
Yep, I did.
And I'm going to be using a matte finish black here, Army Painter. This black goes on very poorly, we've discovered, but...
Oh, you can use this one I brought one.
That's all right, I can use this one. It's all right. I'm going to be going over the black anyway.
That's true.
With a brown.
That's true.
And then another brown. And then...
Poo hole, to finally get the poo holes.
Yeah, exactly. So, yes, so we'll start it off with that. So, Fred is indicating that base colour, dry brush, dot of a little black eyes. I don't think I looked at the eyes and I was like, there's no way I can put a little dot through an eye, even with a toothpick. I tried toothpicking my zombies yesterday, and it didn't work. The eyes weren't big enough for me to get at them. So anyway, I know that's terrible. So yes, so we're just going to get the black on fairly quickly. And I'm not really going to worry too much about making the base a different colour, because I don't think that's going to matter. Since the rats, I don't want my rats to be black, I want my rats to be brown. Brown rats. Is there a difference? Black rats carry plague, brown rats don't? No, I don't think that does the case at all. I'm just making it up. What were you doing yesterday, David?
Painting mouthers.
And was it tricky?
It's time consuming.
Time consuming.
Yep. Just time consuming mostly.
Did you like doing it?
Yeah, it was alright.
It was alright.
It was alright. I'm thinking a bit over painting minutes, to be honest.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're ready to have a break again.
Well, I was intending to. What I wanted to do was paint large scale collectible models. You know.
Well, maybe that's. So I see. So you want to paint something, but you don't want to paint teeny weeny little miniatures.
No, the things I want to paint though, either you get a 3D printer and print them,
Yeah.
or you pay $200-300 for an unpainted one, and I just can't do that. So I'm not going to be able to do it.
Right.
So that's why I do drawings and paintings now on 2D.
2D,
Yeah.
which is still on larger paper, so you can actually see what you're doing.
I'm doing them on A3, but I can do them on A4 as well.
Well, A4 is still a reasonable size, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, compared to a miniature, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yep. So count run rats DM as an encounter in painting. I'm not sure. Everybody you've run rats. You've done it all, basically, what you're saying, Fred. From the poll, from the survey.
What about the rugrats?
The rugrats. He's done the rugrats. He's painted rats. He's DM'd rats. He's encountered rats. Like, rats are one of the things that you find in a role-playing game you always come across. If they're not normal-sized rats in a swarm, they're giant rats. Quite often the giant rats. But they're not like the giant rats from The Princess Bride, where... What are those? Those the meat eater rats?
I can't remember what those things were called actually.
Yeah, overly large rodents or something like excessively large. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
And you've flown a rocket-propelled RC airplane, have you? I haven't. I have done research for rocket-propelled fuel. They still haven't figured out how to take what I can produce and use it for powering a rocket to get to the moon or Mars or anywhere else. But I'm hoping with time.
What? You're trying to create rocket-propelled fuel for rockets, Fred?
I'm farts.
Oh.
That's the only rocket stuff that I've ever done.
I suppose it depends on what you eat, depending on the potency of the fuel.
That's true. That's true. I find nowadays it doesn't matter what I eat, my stomach is a mess. So yeah. Anyway, moving off from that topic. For those of you who are aware, I have a bit of a beef with Wizards of the Coast.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh,
I've talked about it many times before.
Yeah, you talk about it too much.
Too much. I actually try not to talk about it too much. But a few of you, particularly patrons, have been asking me about the new Phandelver adventure that they've released called Phandelver and Below, the Shattered Obelisk. So I did start having a look at it, and I did a poll. Not that the poll would have necessarily changed my mind about what I was going to do in the first place, but I wanted to get an idea of where people's head was at. Not that I think that those polls go out just to my subscribers. I know they go out to people that don't watch my channel at all. So, I don't know how useful those polls are sometimes, but I'm certainly trying to use them as a tool. So it looks like I will be talking about Phandalin and Below and the Shattered the Shattered Obelisk. I will be doing a review, and it will not be an extensive review. It will not be the in-depth kind of review you're familiar with me doing, where I sit down for weeks and weeks and weeks, nutting over every single thing. It probably won't be done that, but I have done my research. I've done my review. I've looked at everybody else's reviews to see what they had to say, whether those things line up or not, or whether I might dispute or reject what they've had to say, or disagree with them, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, who cares? So I've been doing that, and so I've got some ideas, and I can see there's some potential problems. So we'll offer some fixes. When will I be doing this? Well, as it happens, I will probably be covering that in a couple of days. I'm not going to hold off. I suspect that I'm not going to be ready to sort of just run back into my schedule as I normally do, because it's going to be too much. So for those of you who are hoping for a little bit of this sort of thing, you're going to get it. It's happening. It's going to happen. And probably my Sunday in New Zealand, your Saturday in North America. And something dropped. Okay, so this is the Dracolich David has been working on, as you can see. I'm waiting for my rats to dry, or for my rats to run away. So, so you can see he's done a bit of what is this? An off-white. He got brown and off-white on the claws, and you've got the skeletal color for the bones, but then you put a sort of a gooey, weird-looking green over it.
It's an oxide.
An oxide.
Yep.
You've got the rings, which are all sort of a. Is it a mauve? It's burgundy red or something like that.
Oh, the membranes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a burgundy.
Yeah.
Membrane. Yeah, sort of.
And fortunately, he has not. He's not painted the boner, which is good.
No, I didn't paint the boner.
Yeah, and so it's coming out pretty good. And I believe you will be able to see this miniature as a photo and as a video on David's channel at some point.
Yep.
Correct?
Yep.
When you're ready to do so. Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. All right. So I'm showing off that while I'm waiting for my rats to dry.
Are they dry?
They're getting there.
It's pretty humid.
It is pretty humid. We'll just line them up here and we'll do a bit of blowing.
It's going to rain.
Yeah, I can feel it.
It's
yeah.
the humidity.
I've only had 46 years playing tabletop games to deal with these things. Yes, I'm sure you've covered more than a few rats. Hello, Cole. How are you doing? We've also figured out a butane afterburner for electric duct fan jets. Mostly just turned the model into a weed incinerator. Okay. Burning your weeds rather than poisoning them. Probably a smarter idea provided that the grass isn't too dry. Just finished mine last week. Kind of fun. Small project. So you did, so Cole, you did some rats, some swarms of rats yourself? Or something else? Are we talking about something else? You're probably talking about something else and not rats. Okay, so next colour. I'm going to use Owlbear brown because it's a bit darker than the other brown I want to use, which is the Minotaur hide, which I'm hopefully is going to bring out all the detail. So I'm going to grab this colour and give it a shake, and then I'll apply this, and like so. So I don't think I'm going to use a dry brush for this, not yet. What I will do is actually maybe I should. Yeah, we'll do that. Let's get this brush going and move that out of the way. Move this here, bit of paper. Cool. And we'll see if this works. Let's do this. Dry off. Not too much. Okay, cool. And in she goes. So what are you planning to do with your weekend? Anything in particular?
Me?
I'm
not sure.
No?
There's church on Sunday. Saturday, Saturday, are we watching movies tomorrow? Or?
Well, it's Friday today.
Yeah, I know it's Friday today, but I asked John about it. He said, are you going to play cannoli tonight? And I said, oh, we're supposed to be watching Ahsoka. And he said, we're doing that tomorrow. And I was like, well, I was understood that we were doing that on Friday.
Well, okay, it's I mean, look, whatever you want to do, dude. If you want to play canola, then do that. It's just I've got my D&D group on a Saturday, which is why I don't know why they were aiming for the Saturday.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah. So, yeah,
But then John just stopped responding to me.
Did he?
Yeah. So it's like when I was asking the questions of like, when are we going to do this thing and what's going to happen? Is this going to, he just stopped responding. So
okay.
It's like, I think trying to arrange stuff around other people is sometimes it's just next to impossible. I was just going to go, okay, let's just watch Ahsoka tonight in my place.
Yeah, let's do that. I reckon that's the answer. Let's go with that. I think that's a good idea. Because, yeah.
If they want to watch it, they can watch it on Saturday.
Yeah.
Together themselves.
Yeah. It's too hard to get them to agree to things sometimes. Yeah. So you can see that I put it over the black, and the brown is quite dark, so there isn't a lot going on there yet. Maybe later, but not yet. Anyway, let's move that out of the way and grab another one.
Oh, tomorrow I'll probably be working on artworks for this exhibition in October.
Okay. You got are you putting something in?
In Arts in the Ville, yeah.
Okay, cool. What sort of things are you going to put in?
Comic book heroes
Comic book heroes?
made into paintings.
Okay.
So it's very different compared to what everybody else does around here.
Yes. Well, it's always nice to have something that's a little bit different to what everybody else does.
It's kind of why I like doing it, actually, because it's so far different. It's yeah. People still like it though. They like seeing it.
Mm.
Whether they buy it or not, it's another story. But at least it's something different, and they like to see it. You know?
Well, I think that you're. I mean, you probably can't sell it because
you can sell it, Fred.
You can.
Yes, you can.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yes.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe if you did your own superheroes, people would be more interested.
I don't do my own superheroes, Fred. There's plenty of superheroes. There's too many superheroes.
We don't need any more superheroes.
No, we don't need any more
No,
superheroes.
there's enough Marvel, enough DC, and enough
it's
Image.
ridiculous.
Enough,
Yeah. So the point where people stop going to the movies now because they're sick of seeing them. It's like there's too many. So, yeah, we don't need any more.
No more.
I don't think that. Yeah, I couldn't even come up with one because they've done everything.
They have really.
Yeah.
I think that's fair enough. Yeah, it's probably true. They've pretty much covered every superhero there is under the sun.
Yeah, I can't mass produce and do stuff, but I can do one-offs.
Yeah.
Where they're like put into a painting on a canvas and with their own backgrounds and pulled out of context. I can do it that way.
Right.
I was talking to Mum about it last night. She was telling me about some artists, and one of them was Dick Frizzell, who does the Phantom.
Mm.
Comic art and stuff, and he sells that stuff as paintings.
Right.
And then some other dude who put a toilet in an art exhibition.
Put a what?
A urinal.
Oh, not again. Really?
And a bicycle wheel.
Oh, good Lord.
Famous guy. He's dead now, but he's famous.
Oh, look, I saw a story recently which made me laugh. This is a fun story though. Somebody had been commissioned by a museum to do two paintings.
Yeah.
And they had, I think the price for the paintings was hundreds of thousands of dollars. And what they did is they produced two blank white canvases. That's all they gave the museum. It was two blank white canvases with nothing painted on them, just white backgrounds, and said, take the money. And that was their idea of producing art for the museum. And so what happened is the museum took them to court, and the court said, that is not producing art. No matter how much you think it is, you will need to reimburse them $75,000.
So they're not even going to have to pay back the full amount.
Apparently not. I was thinking, well, how come? Yeah, you should have to reimburse them. They can give you back your blank canvases, and you give back all the money, and you pay. Or maybe they had to pay it all back as well. I don't know, but it's pretty bizarre, you know.
Yeah.
That's the sort of this is why sometimes when it comes to art,
abstract art,
not everybody does art this way, but there are some people out there who are just a little bit too much on the nose with this sort of stuff. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I'm putting in my dark brown. It's working its way through. Okay, and those will hopefully be drying quickly. I'm going to wash out my brush, and then I'll be moving on to another colour to lighten it up so you can actually see the rats. You can't quite see the rats yet. What do you got here? How to become a superhero. Wear your BVDs outside your pants.
Oh yeah, a boxer shorts and your undies.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yep.
I think actually we need superheroes that don't look like they're wearing their pyjamas. Or their undies outside. Don't you think?
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
It's a weird concept. I don't know where they came up with that.
Yeah, well, I think it's because they could show off all the muscles. Let's have a skin-tight outfit in Lycra.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess they are pretty muscly, I suppose. Well, Superman is anyway.
I suppose the idea could be that, if you're travelling at high speed, flying or running or whatever it is, it's good to reduce air friction.
Oh, maybe it's like Speedos for the sky.
Speedos for the sky, yeah. All right, let's keep going. Polar bears in a blizzard. Yeah. Right, so this one here is the Minotaur hide. I'm hoping this will actually bring out my ratties so you can actually see them properly, because right now they don't really stand out very much. And I'm hoping that they will. Pray, 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 pray. The good news is David is making great progress, whatever he's doing.
I'm just painting stuff.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's painting stuff.
Painting eyeballs and teeth.
Eyeballs and teeth.
Eyeballs and teeth.
Yeah. So let's do this. Okay, I think that's enough. Let's just go straight across the top. A few different angles. Just turn, turn, turn. Turn. Turn, 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 turn. Okay, now I'll just go like that. That. And back across the top again. So my little rats are sort of standing out now a little bit better than they were before. Okay, all right, that's another one down. Let's grab one more of these. This is okay. Yep. Let's try that again. They started the look of undies outside the pants because it sped up the artwork for the comics. Oh, is that right? Didn't know that. Good to know. Thank you for telling me that. It's probably because all they did do is they just had to draw the form right. They didn't have to worry about drawing the clothes on top of them. That's probably what's going on, right?
Wow, that's really lazy.
It is. It is pretty lazy. Dice Goblin J, how are you doing? When I was DMing Descent into Avernus, I had a horde of undead rats chase the party down a long corridor. It was awesome. So, for those of you who decide they want to use rats, I do highly recommend having undead rats. I've done this before myself, just as Dice Goblin has, and they're much more interesting than standard rats. Standard rats just bite. But undead rats, you want them to give some sort of disease, like disease forming, spreading disease is what you want with a undead rat, but also to potentially transforming somebody else into an undead corpse of some kind that walks around and has necromantic energy flowing through them. It's always fun. So yeah, absolutely highly recommend that as an approach. That worked out fine. Looks like most of it is got it. There isn't a lot of detail there to sort of pick out, but it's working. Add a cape to the undies outside the pants, and somehow it's no longer indecent exposure. That is so funny. Yeah, that makes sense. Of course. All right, so I'm gonna have to put some more paint on this. It's not gonna work. I'm his favourite pupil now. All right, rat vampires. Yeah. What you want to do is you want to combine rats and undead rats with cranium rats. I like the idea of vampire rats, though. Very nice, Fred. Good job there.
Well, you add wings to that and it's just a bat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if you add wings, it's just a bat. Yeah, good point. Well, then don't add wings and it's not a bat.
Yeah. I think Batman was referred to as a flying rat once.
Oh, right. Okay. Just a big flying rat.
Yeah.
Well, he kind of is, isn't he? If he represents a bat. Yeah. I'd always thought that pigeons were considered flying rats.
Really?
Yeah. Because they're everywhere, and depending on where you live, but yeah. Aren't cranium rats more of a mind flayer thing? Yes, but then you get the mind flayer, undead, and rat thing going all together. You know? A few combinations makes rats a little bit more interesting. How much damage do? They do 1 point of damage to you. You're going to lose 1 hit point or one bit of health. That's it. There's not an awful lot going on there. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm kind of tempted to do a really light ruddy skin. What do you reckon, Dave, if I transition from that Minotaur hide to this ruddy skin and just really light, just along the top and nowhere else?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep, I reckon.
You reckon?
Do whatever you like.
Do whatever you like.
Yep.
So that you can laugh at me if I'm making a mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is how it works here, people. Warforged rats with flamethrower breath weapons.
Cool.
I like it. I like it. It's certainly very interesting. So I'm not going to be putting much of this paint on, people. The idea is just to hit the top of the rat, not anywhere else. Not down the side, just the top surface as if the light is shining on it. A star is born. A rat is born. I mean, something like that.
So Lady Gaga rat.
Yeah. Okay, let's just get all of this come off as best I can. Okay, and then stroke, 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 stroke. Okay, that's all I need to do with that one. Let's move that out of the way. Do the next one. So I'm just wanting to highlight the top surface of these little suckers. So there's not much paint going on. Well, that's the idea. Okay, that's that one done. And so for a rat, I've actually used 1, 2, 3, 4 colours so far. You don't need to do it that much. You can probably get away with doing a lot less. But if you wanted to, you can. So, and just across the top. Okay. All right. That's that. I'll wash this out and bring you in. I don't know. I don't think I can do eyes. I'm thinking maybe I can paint in some of the tails. What do you think is a good colour for a tail on a rat?
A darker colour than the body.
You reckon a darker colour, not a
Yeah.
lighter colour? Well, if it's black, it's
Oh.
probably pointless, isn't it? If it's black,
If it's black, then the tail's grey. What colour? If it's a brown, you could do flesh coloured brown tail.
a flesh-coloured tail. What about a grey? A grey?
No, not on a brown. Not on a brown rat.
Not with a brown rat.
No.
Okay, so we're having some arguments here about what sort of tail colour. Because I can see a couple of tails. Fight.
No,
Yeah,
just kidding,
fine.
just kidding.
In German, Batman is something. I can't pronounce that. Which is literally flying mouse man. I rule that damage reduced effects can not reduce damage below 1.
Fluger Mouseman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If it's not done, if you don't do the eyes with gloss midnight black, I don't think that's going to work. I honestly do not have the eye power to be able to pull that one off.
Eye power? Who you got eye power?
It's nude colour. Dice Goblin suggests nude colour.
You could do nude colour. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, do some nude colour for you.
Go crazy and make them green eyes. I can't even see the eyes.
Yeah, make them green.
I just wind up with the head being green.
Make them green.
Even if I use a toothpick, I can't see
Paint the
them.
head green too.
Stop it. Flugo mouse or man. Okay, so let me have a look at brown mouse.
Fluger Mouseman.
Brown rice, brown mouse, brown
Rice? Is that
brown
what you're having for dinner tonight?
brown rat. Brown rat. What does a brown rat look like? There's a brown rat. Look there. That's a brown rat.
And you can't, and its tail's the same
And they
colour
can't.
much.
And its colours. I think that's. It's another type of brown, isn't it?
Pretty much. That one looks like someone spilt something on it.
Oh, does it?
That's
What,
what it look like.
what about the ochre? The Otiog brown. What about that colour there?
Scroll down.
Scroll down a bit more. Okay, all right.
There's a brown rat there. See, fleshy colour.
So this colour's not actually that was not bad. I think that will do it, wouldn't it? It's about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
No. Yeah. Maybe. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do this one. This is the colour we're using.
And its ears and its feet are really pinky, so you have to paint the ears and the feet too. Fred.
I'm not painting those as well.
And the eyes are green.
No.
Yeah, because they're menacing rats.
No.
For the Dungeons and Dragons.
Stop it. I'm not painting them that
Look, the
colour.
fans want green. You're gonna have to do green.
No.
Yep.
No. Shit. I can't barely see anything. I can see the tails. That's it. So I'll do in the tails. And okay. Oh, here we go.
I think you would be a good candidate to paint for Dungeons & Dragons miniatures, Fred.
he's being sarcastic,
Because the
people.
quality is right up there.
Walnut brown tails. I don't know that we'll be doing walnut brown tails. I don't think I can handle that.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it a
It's
colour you just hate, eh?
It's not that. It's just I don't think I can handle it. Neon glowing in the and dark green eyes.
Yeah, neon glowing eyes, Fred.
No, I can't see
yeah.
it. Look, I can barely see what I'm doing. Now, I can see one rat tail. I can see another rat tail, just. I can see another rat tail, that's 3. I can't remember where I started, so I'm just going to start painting them in.
Thank goodness this is not a painting instruction video.
Yeah, this for those of you who are wondering, this is not a painting instruction video. Yeah, if you were under the impression that it was, it's not. Maybe it is if David's doing it, but not if I'm doing it. It's not the same sort of thing. Let's see if I can get this to. Don't fuck up. Don't fuck up. Okay, so I got part of the tail. Just. Let's do that again. How's it going, art teacher online? Such a person I don't really know at all. Who is this art teacher online?
She is a moderator.
She's a moderator and a patron.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Hello, how are you? Need one of those magnifying screen things. It doesn't work, Mum. My eyes, for some reason. Otherwise, I would have got magnifying glasses when I went to the optometrist, but it doesn't work.
Oh, you can try mine now if you want.
Fine.
Take them. Just give them a try. Just take them off my head. Yep.
Take this off your head.
Yeah. And then plop them on your head and have a
And
go.
plop them on my head.
You just have to be closer to the model.
I don't know if this is going to work. I'm trying to look at it and... I didn't do anything different than I was before. No, there's no difference. There's no difference.
Then your eyes are effed, bro.
I know my
I'm
eyes are
telling you right
effed.
now, then your eyes, you
My
need to get
eyes
them, lasered out of your face.
Laser my eyes out of my
Because
face.
if you can't see through a magnifying glass, then you got some serious issues.
Well, this is why I try not to read at night, and I try not to read from a computer screen if I can help it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say read from like some dodgy book.
That's not what I was going to say.
Oh.
Okay, so I've got one tail in. There we go. How's that? Drill out the eyes and hoe the figure and put a light in it. Right.
Oh, yeah, you could do that. Put a light in it, yeah.
Dice Goblin reckons I should be getting you to help. No, he's already helping. He's doing the miniatures I could not handle yesterday.
Yeah, I'm doing his mouthy gibbery things.
Yeah.
The thingy mouth things.
Yes, I do know my own moderators. I was being very sarcastic, Fred. I know art teacher online very, very well.
I've never met her.
Dear.
I mean, even though we happened to go out to dinner last night even.
Yeah.
But I still don't know who she is. Yep.
So let's do...
Have you been to that Butcher Baker cafe, Fred?
No, I don't go to cafes very often.
Oh, it's a restaurant.
Is it?
Yeah.
And?
It's really good.
You liked it?
Yeah, it's got a good atmosphere and really good food.
Okay.
It's 5-star. It's like the people that bought it are like they own like I'm pretty sure Michelin star restaurant in town.
So did you go? That's where you went last night.
Yeah.
Who did you go with?
Just me and Mum.
Okay, so I just.
I do a lot of cooking. I needed a break. So
Fair enough.
I didn't have to cook. And it was
Okay.
really, really, really pleasant.
Well, that's good.
But now I'm like have to step up my cooking game because I feel like they showed me up pretty bad.
The time for laser surgery, eh? No, not
Yeah, laser
glasses you
surgery.
can
Look,
get,
zap his eyes out.
So what do you got here? Not glasses. You get a screen thing that tilts like A4 sheet, but magnifying. Gets
Oh,
one of those.
interesting.
I know what you're talking about.
I don't,
Mum.
but that sounds pretty
Because
terrific.
somebody had mentioned it, but it's like all magnifying glasses I've found is they don't help me. I get it. It magnifies it.
No one can help Fred. He's a lost cause. Everyone knows that.
It's position. I when I'm looking at it, I can see that it's bigger, but when I go to aim for it, I can't coordinate the position with what I'm seeing through the magnifying lens. This is why I didn't get those types of glasses when I had the option, is because it threw everything out of whack, and the difference wasn't that much better. So it was like, I'm not doing too badly. I've got 3 tails so far. How's that? With my really bad eyesight, I've got 3 tails.
No, you need 9 tails, Fred. You know the 9 tails.
Cat of 9 tails?
Not a cat, it's a fox.
Okay, so
Fox, Fred.
that's another tail there. Just paint that in. That's just practice, you reckon?
Yeah, it's just practice, Fred. It is.
I
had to learn how to use these things. I had to learn.
I got transition glasses. I'm not sure. I got transition lenses.
Yeah.
I don't know why I never got them before. I see what you're saying. So I have to practice using the lens. That's what you're saying.
You have to practice. Yeah, you get used to it. You get used to the what's the word for it?
The out of position.
No, there's a special word for it. Because I had to, when I got my glasses, I had to, depth perception is what it's called.
The depth perception's all out, yeah.
Yeah, you got to get used to it. Because when I got my glasses, I had to get used to walking downstairs again, because otherwise I'd fall down the fucking stairs.
Okay, so they've got a rat tail. Oh, there's a rat tail right there. I can see it. It's very, very small. You don't allow foxes?
No foxes?
No foxes.
Who's got no foxes?
No foxes as PCs, he's saying. You're allowed to do whatever you like in your game.
No fox as a PC. What's a PC?
Player character.
Player character. No, the nine-tailed fox. You guys know what I'm talking about, eh? Nine-tailed fox from Naruto. It's a Japanese god. A demon. Whatever?
Not particularly.
No. I'm in the wrong crowd.
You are.
I'm in the wrong crowd.
Well done.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everyone.
There's one little bit of tail here. And David was worried I wouldn't have enough to do over the entire period.
His eyesight has prevailed to keep him busy.
Oh, that's not working. Let's try that again. Let's do this with a bit of black. Where's my black? Yep, black. I'm trying real hard. I am to put the tails in. And then all the dry brushing that I was doing with the browns, I can get rid of that now. Just little brush, little brushing. So, so for those of you who had asked for me to start covering wizard towers or arcane towers or mage towers or whatever, rather than ghost towns,
faulty towers,
or faulty towers. Ghost towns will be taking a back seat, and when I'm ready to put it onto Patreon as a document for game masters to use, I will, and a draft. It will of course be a draft, but we will be working on wizard towers for the foreseeable future. For those of you who thought that would be a nice location to work through, and
is that in the South Island?
No.
Oh.
Why do I need to go to South Island for that? You
said it's a location, so I just assumed that this was a town in South Island.
For role-playing games, often people like to use the idea of having an occupied or an unoccupied mage tower or wizard tower or something like that.
Can you have your own buildings in Dungeons and Dragons? Like, can you have can you start like an organization?
What sort of organization would you want to start up?
You could start a martial arts school up.
Yep.
You could start up a wizard school.
Yes.
You could start up a training course for paladin knights. You can do that.
Yes.
And can you live in your own castle?
You could have castles.
Wow.
The I would say the modern version of D&D does not really support that very well.
Oh.
And part of the problem is that Wizards of the Coast decided that it was one part of the game they've never understood that part of the game.
But that's like there's computer games like that. So I would have thought it'd be normal to have in a game like that.
Well,
But it's a cool extra element.
I'm not going to dispute that. I agree with you. But Wizards of the Coast has never been good at that aspect of the game.
Bummer.
And so they've never built that into the game very well. They've taken some shortcuts. They've never really sort of understood that that's the sort of thing you do at higher level. And so...
Can you modify the game to be better at doing that?
You can. Well, that's what I've been doing is I've been remastering the classes for 5e so that they work more like that.
Cool, man.
Because that's what my players want to have. And so I would be incorporating that stuff for sure. So yes, absolutely. Okay, next.
Sounds good to me.
And around there. Okay. That wasn't quite as good as the other one, but I'll try again. I think maybe the paint's just too thin this time.
Oh, really?
You know how sometimes when it goes on, it sort of...
What, like washes on?
Yeah, I guess
And
that's...
water's off?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Or?
Yeah, I think it's just too thin. I put too much water in it. Okay, this is better. Working now. Darn it. Do it again. Hello, Big Kid. How are you doing? How's it going? Big Kid is a patron and a moderator.
And a 3D printer?
He's the guy with the 3D printer.
Hey, done any 3D printing lately, man? What's the latest off the printing that?
He's probably got a whole bunch of stuff he's still got to finish. That'd be my guess. I'm sure he'll let us know.
I want to get a Uniformation GK2.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my dream 3D printer.
I find that any player wanting to insert anime into D&D is just wanting to be main character with extreme OP powers. Okay, I get what you're saying. But you know that's the deal with when you're a game master.
Overpowered, eh?
You get to say no to that sort of stuff. Yeah, overpowered. OP is overpowered. Yeah.
Yeah, well, anime is that's what it's like. Dragon Ball Z, it's all overpowered stuff.
Actually, I'll be going over Dragon Ball Z this coming week.
Oh, in a nine-tailed fox, I would have thought would be something that the game master would use as an enemy if it was going to do something like that, because it's a baddie.
Yeah, you could do that.
It's a big demon fox, so yeah.
Yep. What do you got here? I played with someone doing the nine-tailed fox thing. Started off drawing attention to himself, but then calmed down. So he's doing a ship. Big Kid's doing a ship right now.
Oh, nice.
He's been working on it for a little while.
So it's like a big pirate ship type thing. So how big's it? Wicked.
I believe.
Is that from Loot Studios?
I don't know if it is, but I know that when Fred Huber, Fred
I know
Huber, when Fred
Huber, yeah.
Fred Huber was measuring his the size of his ship that he did, and Big Kid we discovered that Fred Huber's ship is bigger than.
Big Kid's got to step it up now. Because he's got a 3D printer, he can print something bigger. I mean, we've seen that turtle, so we know we can do it.
It's not the size of your ship that matters; it's what you do with it.
What did you do with the ship? We went to space with it.
You use it.
we went to space with it.
So he said he is.
Loot, cool. Yeah, I saw a really cool ship that they do. So it looked awesome. So yeah, I'll be keen to see that when it's done.
Yeah, I showed the dragon turtle with the castle on the back of it.
Yeah, that's such a cool model.
To David.
Yeah. I
did it over Facebook because you don't really visit my Discord very often, do you?
Oh no, I don't. I don't really. I'm on so many Discords now.
Yeah, no.
That I get lost in it, and then I don't go on any of them. And a lot of them are painter ones as well, so it's a bit sad, really.
Yeah.
But you add that to YouTube channels and Patreons and Discords, and it just becomes you get lost in the forest.
Yeah, Fred Hubbers was Huber. Get it right. Get it right.
I should get credit for correcting Fred on this one. Yeah. Keep pulling him up on that too. When I'm gone. Make sure he says it right.
Uh,
He'll learn it eventually.
so, what do you reckon? Provided I've got to go to the dentist today and get one of my wisdom teeth taken out.
Super exciting. Fred's really stoked about it.
I'm really not excited about it at all. But if I survive it and I'm functional at the end of this, do you want me to come over and sort out your YouTube channel so you can live stream?
I can tell you right now, you won't be.
I'll be that bad, will I?
Yep.
Oh.
I've had teeth pulled out, and that's been bad enough. But a wisdom tooth, nah, man, you're
It's
going to be
not
stuffed. I'll be surprised if you even make it over to watch Soko, to be honest.
Okay, that bad, eh?
Yep.
Man, really looking forward to this. This is going to be some fun stuff.
You're going to be tired. You'll probably want to sleep.
So even if it's a top one, it doesn't just snap off easily.
It might.
It might.
It might.
But no guarantees.
No guarantees, but it might.
There's a little tail. Is that a tail? I think it is.
Has it got 9 tails?
No.
Ugh.
It's barely visible.
Oh, right. Have you got 9 tails on there yet? Or how many tails have you got on there?
I've got as many tails as I can see.
How many is that? Have you counted them?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 tails.
Oh, man, that's close to 9.
Thanks.
Yep.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
How many rats? That's not even complete, because there's a lot of rats on there, but I suppose they're just close together.
Yeah, they are. They're just all bunched up, so they're really hard to see what's going on.
Hence them being a rat swarm, I suppose.
Yes, that's right. What do you got here, Fred? The files for the ship are on Thingiverse. Have at it. These are at least 10 bigger than what I... Oh, God, there's bigger ones. Oh, my gosh. Luda's having a new ship for October. Oh, so you wait until they come through. That's right, yeah, I remember you mentioning this. They had to make one big one and 16 parts for the hull. New drinking game. Fred says my name wrong. You'll be dead in 12 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be about right, Fred.
Yeah.
It's, Huber. Fred Huber. I'm gonna mess that up so bad.
Yeah. Sounds like a good drinking game.
I don't know how you put up with me, man. How is it that you put up with me?
I don't know how anyone puts up with you, Fred. They seem to, though. Everyone seems to do it, so it's fine.
I know. I've done it. It's drying fast again. The paint's getting dry fast.
Yeah, I've been having that problem here. Because I'm using white, which white dries really fast.
Well, I think it's also, too, it's really humid, so it's actually quite warm.
Yep, it is. That it is.
It wants to rain. We're going to be warm and wet very shortly.
Yeah. Well, I will be.
Well, somebody will be.
I'm going to the beach, so I'm going to go walking in that wetness rain.
Oh, that's right. You decided it's beach time no matter what.
No matter what. Got to keep fit, man. Got to lose 20 kgs, man.
I'm not disputing this. I'm all for you to do it. There should be 32 tails. 32. I can't see 32 tails.
32 tails, yeah.
He's counting all the rats on top to see how many rats there are.
You should paint 32 tails.
I can't see 32 tails.
Fight! No, if he had 32 tails, he'd probably beat me up, though. With all those tails.
He's talking about rat tails.
Yeah, I'm talking about the rat tails. Like a Padawan learner from Star Wars.
Yeah. Okay. So, next tail, if I can find it. I think that's it there. So I noticed that yesterday you put a wash on, you put your base colour on, then, well, I put base colour on, then you put a wash on, and that actually showed a lot of the detail that I couldn't see before. Mm-hmm. Is that your normal approach? Because I normally put my washes on last, but you put yours on before you started doing the detail work.
Yes, that's my approach. Photography.
It works well?
It's not always. It depends
always.
on what you're painting.
Okay.
I mean, when it's small things like that with lots of detail, yeah. Yep.
But it can work quite well?
Yeah, if you've got a hairdryer. Or you're just really patient.
Right.
Because, I mean, you know, the thing is, like, we were on camera, so waiting for it to dry was the issue, but luckily it was quite hot yesterday. Mm-hmm. So it dried out. But,
and there was more than one miniature too, so that sort of helps too.
That also helped, yeah. I was painting that Dragolich as well, so...
You had a few things to work on, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, I'm dropping water into my paint because it's really starting
to try and
harden.
loosen it up.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's probably too watery now. Darn it. It's sort of like that happy mixture in terms of how thick the paint is, right?
There is. And the Jedi Masters know the perfect mix.
Are you telling me that Jedi Masters spend their time painting rat tails? I don't think they do.
Of course they do, man. They're like monks. What's the best way to meditate? Painting miniatures.
Rat tails.
Painting little starships and stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm. Just annoying as. Another rat tail. Oh, and there's one more. I can see one more here. What is this? MZ4250 is a figure design on Thingiverse. Has figures for everything in first edition, second edition, 3.5, 4E, 5E. So all of the D&D monster manuals and figures for season 1 Critical Role. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I download his files, do my minor alterations for better printing, and my results are better than the example prints. Also, you actually, so Fred, you're actually adjusting the file.
Sometimes these guys just don't do a very, very good job of putting supports on all that sort of stuff, and then they come out crap.
Do you know how to do that?
Yeah.
Is it annoying?
It's just time consuming.
Time consuming, so you can do it though.
Yep, you got to know how to do that, because sometimes they just send you with either no supports or really bad supports.
Okay.
And they can come out shocking. So yeah, you want it to come out as good as possible.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes just because you're for some reason just because you're a good 3D sculptor doesn't mean that you're good at supporting miniatures and slicing software. And that's a very important part of doing that stuff. So
Right.
it's hugely important.
Okay. I'm trying to look at my rats to see if I can actually see eyeballs, and there's no eyeballs. It's I can see heads, but I can't see eyes. But I can see tails, and I can see rats.
Let's have a look. I can see eyeballs, Fred.
I can't see eyeballs at all.
Yep, they could be green.
I can't see them at
I
all.
think you should do them green.
Sure.
Fluorescent green, go. You got 10 seconds.
Sure. I'm just getting my brush.
No, you got 5
I
minutes.
get my small brush, and I'll put
brush?
the green eyeballs on with my.
See that small brush he's got there?
this is how I'm putting my eyeballs
He's going to put the
on.
eyeballs on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really going to happen. Yeah. No, it's not. What I will do is, while I'm waiting for my rats to dry, I'll show you some of the stuff I have finished off, because I don't always finish off all these things in these live streams. So I do actually have a bunch of these things that I have mostly done. I've done the washes on them, and so I thought I would at least show you near the end of the stream, like right now, some of that stuff right now. How's that sound? That seems like a reasonable thing to do. Let's grab them. And I need them. I need these. Oh, that one. This one and this one. There's a few here. And that's the ink head we did. And then just 2 more in here. Okay, here we go. Alright. So let's show you the final end result for some of these miniatures that I painted. I might even show some of the stuff that David finished off as well, because it would be fun. So for those of you who are like, oh, is he finished with the rats? Yes, he is. He will wash the rats with hot soapy water. I mean, no, he won't. He'll wash the rats.
Hot soapy water?
I've already done that. I've already done them. They've already been washed that way. So let's move the rats out of the way. And let's show you some of the stuff that I've finished. I forgot who put up the wall of fire file. I don't know. Print it in translucent, and then use sun catcher, window transparent paints. Looks like it's really burning. Oh, okay, it's new to me. Rats have eyes. Give them eyes. I can't see them. I literally, I will not
can.
be able to. I can't do it.
I'm not going to do it.
Put some white paper underneath them. Oh, okay. White paper. All right. Sorry. I'll do that now. White paper coming. Do we have a white paper? That's the best I can do with white paper. Is that going to be all right? This is like a bit of tissue paper. I know that's not necessarily the best in terms of because it's probably going to wash it out. I don't want to wash it out, but let's do it that way and see if that works for you. So this is the ant egg that I was painting. I used a lot of browns. I used some bone color, a lot of dry brushing in certain areas, and then I actually used 2 different layers of a wash to finish it off. And I guess what you'll notice is that the base is just a wash with grey, and it's come out all right. I think it's reasonable. I think it's definitely doable. Is that the difference there? I think that's what it is. That's why you wanted the white. Okay, all right. I'm just checking to make sure everything is working out. You tell me if it's a bit too over bright. Better. Hello, Caleb. How you doing? So this is the ant keg. It's mostly finished. I'll get David to give it a gloss finish, and then that'll be that. And then this is the pentadrone. This is one of the modrons. This is the chief modron, for those of you who are wondering. And it looks like a leaf. It's got some eyeballs on it. I painted it mostly gold and bronze colours. And then I washed it, the grey on the base and just a wash on the base as well. And I used a brown wash. Because it's gold, I used a brown wash rather than a dark sort of blackish wash. And so that's what I wound up with the end result. And that's pretty much done and finished. I think it came out all right. And then this is a very small miniature. This is the Bodoc that I painted. So it's purple, and I used a sort of a brownish colour, and then I washed it as well. I used a different colour for the wash on a brown wash on the cloak, and I did a really dark wash for the skin. And so that's what it now looks like as a final result. For those of you who are wondering about the spiders that I did the other day, well, they came out reasonably well. In the end, I got a red back on some of them. I've put a dark wash over it, and grey base, mostly brown, but the body, the abdomen is black underneath, and I wanted to sort of have a coloured section on the top, so I've done that. And I put a little blood on just the tips of the its fangs rather than anywhere else. The tips of the legs are still black, and the eyeballs are black. So it's quite dark. I totally get it, but I think it actually came out far better than some of the other spiders that I have. So that's that. Those are them. I've got one that goes in a purple as well, rather than just a red, but they're sort of the same sort of paint job. So that's them. And then we did skeletons. I did skeletons not so long ago as well. And so with the skeletons, rather than using a black, and I'm still deciding whether I should do another wash. I'll have a talk to David about whether he reckons I should do another dark wash just for all the deep hollows. It worked all right. Some of the black sort of went where I wanted it to go, and sometimes it didn't. I think this is right. When you put wash on, you put the wash on and then you move the wash around. That's pretty much how it's supposed to work. Sometimes you're taking it off, sometimes you're putting more on.
Depends where you want it to pull and how the pulling goes.
Yeah, you got to move it it's going to pull where you want it to pull. That's not always hugely easy to do, and so yeah. But it's worked out pretty good on the back of this one. Some of them came out better than others. Like that one there is not the best one. This is probably better. I think this came out a lot better than the other one. And I used the shadowing on even the metal and the shield and the sword, just so that it looked a little bit more worn. This one here as well. This came out probably better around the body than around the head and the eyes. So that was the end result of them. Here's the skeletons. And then the last one is the zombies that I've done. There are a few more here. So I've got 3 zombies that I did. I tried painting the central eye bit, but for some reason I just could not get my toothpick in there to dot it. So I had to sort of forget about that. They do kind of have dots there, but it's not really that obvious. It's not like stark white or anything like that. So I washed these. He's got a blue dress, brown belt. He's got a silver bracelet that he got from his mummy. And this zombie's ready to go because I gave it a bit of a wash as well. And this one's probably a bit darker in the face because it pulled a lot more in the face area than I was expecting. And then the last one here came out all right as well. So yeah, those are the ones that I had done. David has actually finished a few that I don't think I've shown you, but I can and I will. So the one that you haven't seen is you haven't seen David's Bodoc. He did a Bodoc as well because I had two, and he painted one. And his Bodoc came out really, really cool, much better than mine. I'm going to admit that. So this is his Bodoc. His face is very white. It's kind of like the killer from the Scream movies, the ghost.
Oh yeah.
and then he's got a very green, multicolored sort of cloak. He's put highlights all over the legs and the arms, so they sort of, it looks, you know, like different colors. It's sort of, yeah. And there's a wash on it as well, so that's pretty cool. And then there's also this Drake, which some of you would have seen and some of you wouldn't. This came out of the Dungeons and Dragons board game.
Well, Rage Drake.
Yeah, the Rage Drake is from the Wrath of Ashadalon. So he's done the teeth, the eyes, he's done shading on the face and the body, down the spine. He's highlighted a colour along the top of the body, and the spikes, he's made them, pulled them out so they sort of stand out a bit more. And yeah, that's that one. That's the Rage Drake, and I am pretty sure I showed everybody his work on the Frost Salamander, which is a huge miniature, and it took ages to get through. Right?
Took a while. A few days.
Did you finish all those Malthus?
Yeah, I didn't finish them as good as the first one though. I just sort of rushed them through to get them through down this hour, but they're alright.
They're
passable.
Right.
They're passed. They're
They're passing.
Yeah, they're passing.
They're passing, but they're not.
They're just not super amazingly passing.
Okay. All right. Which is fine. And then the last one is let's show them what you have been working on now. That's the one you already did, it right?
No, the one at the which one did I already do? That one I already did, I think. These are the ones I did today.
Okay, so this is one he's been working on today. For those of you who wanted to see it, this is the gibbering mouth that David's been working on. He's just been working very quickly, so apparently it's not as good as it could be. Looks fine to me, better than I could do, but then that's not saying very much.
No comment.
So yes, he's got that ready for eating things.
Yeah.
And then this one, it's actually turned out really quite good. It's very purplish, and it's quite bright compared to the others. And you can see the eyes and the mouths everywhere. All that's really... You've got a very small brush, right? So it makes it a little bit easier to get at everything, I suppose.
Yeah, well, it's hard when the paint's drying out so fast, because then the bristles are so small.
Yeah. They just
can't get into
They can't do anything, yeah.
It's really tricky, because
So,
it's quite warm today.
Yeah. So that's pretty much everything that we've been working on for the past little while. Shown to you. I've already shown you the drum, the Drake, the Dracolich. So for those of you who are like, will we see any more painting in the future? My suggestion is keep an eye out on David's channel, because you'll see you'll see the pictures and the videos from him far sooner than you will from me. I think that's definitely more likely to happen.
Yeah, I'll put them up tomorrow.
You don't even have to put them up all at once, man. Just stagger it or schedule them or something like that, and they just release a little bit in the drip drab.
Oh, what did Mum say beta to?
That's because the white. So these are the rats that I've been working on today.
Oh.
Yeah, very impressive, compared to everything else. I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah, I think they're all right.
Hello, Caleb. How are you doing? I said hi to Caleb, didn't I? Hello, Neil Hodgson. Looking good. Nice to have you, Neil. How are you? I'm still looking for a 3D printer file set for the Grateful Undead. This was a Relpatha 3-piece lead figure casing set from 1985. Good lord. Okay. Blimey. So we're going to, since this is the end of my holidays, we're going to subject you to our faces. This is us in our natural form. Please be good, be nice, be nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So, my holidays are over pretty much. I've got one more day tomorrow, which I'm going to take for myself completely. Probably rolling around in agony after I've had my wisdom tooth taken out. More than likely.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see. Send me a text message when you've had it done and tell me how you're feeling.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's not going to be as bad as you suggest. I kind of suspected it might be like that. But
It's a wisdom tooth, man. It's not going to be pleasant, I can tell you.
yeah.
I mean, you'll be numb, but it won't be pleasant. So
Yeah. But, yeah, if you were hoping for us to go back to our normal programming as of in a couple of days, it's pretty much going to happen. I might be a bit slow to get back into the swing of things because normally I would do a whole lot of work during my holiday to get ready for that sort of thing, and I haven't really done that this time round. Although maybe I'll have some time after my wisdom tooth comes out in my brain, if my brain is still working properly. He's laughing. He knows it's not going to happen.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah. Dear. In any case, look, we're done. We're finished. We're ready to go. Yeah. 2 weeks is over. My 2-week holiday is pretty much over. It's going to be back to the grind. And hopefully smack out some more of my mortgage by making money to pay for it.
Yeah.
All the other things. All the best to all of you who are trying to get by and deal with your rental situation, your increasing costs to live and pay for food and bills and pay mortgages and deal with rising interest rates and all that sort of stuff. Like, kind of sucks big time. Anyway, hopefully you guys had a good time, and I'm going to do this. We're going to introduce our friend.
That's what your plug noses today.
Yeah. I got to do it. So, look, thank you to all of my patrons who support me on Patreon. Hey, thank you for hanging out with me today. I do appreciate it. Hopefully you got some more painting done. I really do think that it's worth doing it. You know, even if you go find a large size miniature, because it's much more relaxing than a tiny thing that you have to focus really hard on. Find a large size miniature or something bigger than that.
Bigger than that pug nose, anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And if Fred is suggesting that if I have to wind up with my tooth being removed, I probably won't be able to do any videos or live streamings for 2 weeks. I won't be able to talk.
It's possible.
It's quite possible. I hate to think. If that does happen, I will release some edited videos because I have over 100 of them. Oh,
okay.
I have a lot of them,
Oh,
people. I've just been sitting on them, really, you know. So I can release them if I need to. So, yeah, thank you to all my patrons, everybody who's been watching and listening, painting along with me, chatting, answering that poll. So what is your experience with rats in role-playing games? Encountered them? 46%. Oh. Run rats, DMs, 30%. None, 15%. Painted the miniature, 7%. Nice. Lovely. So, yeah, thank you, Fred Hubber, Art Teacher Online, Neil, Caleb, Big Kid, who's been hanging out with us as well. And I believe, we had Dice Goblins here for a little while as well. I almost forgot about Dice Goblins. Fred Hubber and Dice Goblins have really been keeping the chat moving, haven't they? So, yeah, thank you for hanging out. So wherever you are in the world, whether it be the morning, the afternoon, the night, or the wee early morning, please look after yourself, your family, and your friends. Be nice to your neighbours, unless they are rats. You don't have to be nice to rats. It's perfectly fine to have issues with that. Go buy a good rat catcher. Yeah.
Something instant kill.
Yeah, an instant kill rat catcher.
Don't hang out with rats, but be humane on destroying animals and insects and things.
Yeah.
Unless you're Fred.
Okay. So, till next time.
Keep rolling those 20s.
Keep rolling those what?
40s.
40s. Yeah. Keep rolling those 20s. I'll see you when I see you.